As for the toss, before the game starts, the toss needs to be done. Then the winner gets to choose to serve first or choose the other side of the court, while the loser takes the other options. And as for the scoring system, matches are played as best of 3 games, in each up to 21 points. Point is scored in each serve, which is what we call as the rally point, while the winner of the rally gets a point. If the score is 20-20, you must win by 2 points. If the score reaches to 29-29, the first to 30 wins, and the winner of the game serves first in the next game.
Change events. Players switch ends when the leading score reaches 11 points. There is a 60-second interval when the leading score reaches 11 points, and a 2-minute interval between games. On the third game, players change ends when the leading score reaches 11 points. Serving. In badminton, the serve mandates that the server and receiver stand diagonally opposite, with both feet stationary and in contact with the court until delivery. The serve starts with the racket's first forward movement. The server must strike the shuttle space below the waist, with the racket head clearly below the serving hand and the shaft pointing downward, while maintaining continuous forward motion. The shuttle must pass over the net and land in the correct diagonal service court. Any violation of these positioning or striking rules or missing the shuttle constitutes a fault.
I'll be explaining scoring, serving, and receiving courts. First up will be scoring. The standard scoring points of a game will be from 0 and 21 with the best of 3 format. When the score reaches 20 and 20, it's called deuce. To win the game, a player or pair must lead by 2 points. The serving and receiving order stays the same, and play continues until one side gains a 2-point advantage. However, if the score reaches 29 and 29, the next point, 30, decides the winner. Second is serving. For singles, if the scores are even, then the player serving will be on the right side, while if it's odd, then they'll serve at the left side. The opponent will follow suit as they should receive diagonally from each other. The same can be said for doubles. The only difference is where the players stand after each point. So only the player standing diagonally opposite can receive the serve. After the receiving side wins a rally, they get the next serve, and the same serving rotation continues.
In badminton, both singles and doubles follow structured rules that guide how a rally begins and how points are earned, ensuring fair and strategic gameplay. Let us first discuss the single play. So in singles, the server's position depends on their score, serving from the right when their score is even, and serving from the left when their score is odd. The rally continues with each player hitting the shuttle alternately until a fault occurs. A point is awarded to the server if the receiver commits a fault or the shuttle lands in the receiver's court. But if the server faults, the serve simply transfers to the opponent with no points scored. So let us now move on to the double games. So in doubles, teamwork and coordination become essential as the game always begins with a serve from the right service court and only designated receiver may return it. Any accidental touch by the receiver's partner results in a fault, giving the serving side the point. These rules highlight the precision, discipline, and quick decision-making that make a badminton a fast-paced and engaging sport.
So hi everyone, today I will be explaining 2 important rules in badminton. So the first one is order of play and court position, and the second one is service court errors. So these are basic but pretty important to understand so rallies stay fair and organized. First one is order of play and position on court. So after the serve is returned, both sides can hit the shuttle one at a time, taking turns. So the rally continues like this until the shuttle drops out or goes out. So players are also allowed to move anywhere on their own side of the court once the serve has been returned. So imagine the court splits into 2 halves. Once the serve is returned, both players on each side are free to move around their half and hit from any position. The next is the service court errors. So a service court error happens when a player serves from the wrong service box or stands in the wrong receiving box when they are ready to receive. So if the mistake is discovered after the point has already been played, the point still counts and it won't be corrected. But if both players made an error before the next serve, it becomes a let, meaning the rally is replayed with the correct positions. So just picture the left and right service courts. If the server or receiver stands in the wrong box, That's a service court error.
False and let for badminton. So, in a badminton, false refers to any violation of the rules that results in a loss of a point or serve. False can occur in various situations such as when the shuttlecock lands outside the design or boundaries, passes through or under the net, or if a player touches the net with their body or craft during plays. False can also happen during service, for instance, if the server fails to hit the shuttle below the waist or if the shuttle lands outside the opponent's service court. Identifying faults is essential in maintaining fair play and ensuring that the game proceeds according to the official rules. So let's proceed to net in badminton. So what is net in badminton? A net in badminton is called when a rally is interrupted due to unforeseen circumstances, allowing the point to the played without awarding it to either player. This can happen for various reasons, such as if the shuttle gets caught on top of the net to serve, if an accidental disturbance occurs on the court, or if the other player is unsure about a fault or service error. The purpose of a net is to ensure fairness, preventing players from being unfairly penalized for events beyond their control. Net calls help maintain the flow of the game and prevent sportsmanship.
Play is continuous with allowed intervals of 90 seconds between games first to second and 5 minutes between games second to third, unless member association decides otherwise. Suspension of play. Game is suspended due to external factors like weather or technical issues. Score remains, play resumes from that point. No suspension for player recovery.
Advice in leaving the court and player conduct. Let's start with advice and leaving the court. Players cannot leave or receive any advice during a match except during breaks or intervals. Players cannot leave the court during a match without the umpire's permission. The umpire is the sole judge of any suspension of play. The second one, let's now move on to player conduct. A player must not be involved in any of the following: deliberate delay or suspension of a game or a play, modification or damage of a shuttle to alter its speed or flight, offensive or behavior or any misconduct not covered by the laws of badminton. When there is any involved, the umpire has the authority to issue a warning to or fault the offending side if previously warned. In cases of flagrant or persistent offenses, the umpire faults the offending side and reports them to the referee, who may disqualify them for the match.
So for the basics of the game, this is a stance or position of readiness that the players should demonstrate. They should lean slightly forward with their weight distributed towards the front, stand on the balls of their feet, keep their knees slightly bent, move their feet slightly, and maintain a shoulder-width distance between their feet.